The Orange survived to play another day as they took care of business against the Arizona State Sun Devils in Dayton. We'll go over that game with you. We'll check in with the fan base on social media in our fan feedback segment. And Joe will tell us what to expect as Syracuse heads to Detroit to take on former ACC foe Jamie Dixon and his TCU Horned Frogs. Friday, March 16th at 9:40. Let's go.
Make some noise, Orange fans. It's time for the Cuse Nation podcast with Sean and Joe. Give us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/Cuse Nation podcast.
All right, what's up, Cuse Nation? Thanks for tuning into the Cuse Nation podcast with Sean and Joe. If you like it, please share it. All right, the tourney show we were going to do, it didn't happen, mostly because we did a pre-tourney show for Syracuse. So that was one thing I wanted to bring up. The other thing I wanted to bring up was the article. It's posted to our Facebook page. And it's titled "Syracuse Orange Have Become College Basketball's Biggest Trolls," and it's by Sean Keeley, who started Noon's Magician. And it's a somewhat misunderstood article because no one is continuing to read it after the first 4 paragraphs. So it's really, including you. So anyway, I would check it out. It's a really fun article, and it's
good read.
Yeah, good read, says Joe. Take it from Joe. All right. The Orange sent the Sun Devils packing with a 60-56 win in UD Arena. They did it in front of 12,732 fans. Syracuse known for setting crowd records this season, and that is exactly what they did. It was the biggest crowd for a first 4 game. Arizona averages 83.5 points a game. Syracuse held them to a season-low 56. Brissett gets his 13th double-double of the season and led the team with scoring with 23, accompanied with 12 rebounds. He was absolutely stellar in that game. Battle followed Brissett with 15 points. He was 6 for 14 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3. One of those was clutch, though, with 1:51 remaining in the game. Howard, recovering from strep throat, probably not 100%. He did score 12 points. He also had 3 steals. He and Battle did play all 40 minutes. Chukwu, a little frustrating to watch, but redeemed himself big time, hitting some clutch free throws at the end of the game to steal the win. As both teams struggled from the line, actually. Syracuse was 56% overall. Arizona was 30%. Thank God. Finally, Cuse out-rebounded 37-34, both teams with 11 turnovers. The difference, though, Syracuse had 15 points off of those turnovers to just 4 for the Sun Devils. So, Joe, as you remember, as we've talked about, a couple years ago, it was Malachi Richardson. Went on the tear in the tournament and ripped it up, ended up getting drafted and leaving us. As we mentioned in the last show, we presented the possibility of maybe Tyus Battle garnering attention from as a first-round draft pick in the NBA. But the possibility now, it could easily shift to Brissett after the night he had against Arizona. He was just clutch. I mean, amazing. Just it couldn't have done it without him. I mean, for sure. He was the key factor in that game.
Yeah, and he got in a little bit of foul trouble too. I mean, he sat 3 minutes, which isn't a lot, but he usually plays 40. So, yeah, he was definitely clutch.
Yeah, I mean, what did we do? What did we have? We had Sidibe with 6 and Moyer with 5. Jim Boeheim's playing 5 guys. Okay, I mean, basically, I mean, neither one of those guys did anything. It
made me nervous when he fell.
Yeah, rebound for CD. Yeah, tough fall. Well, Joe, give me you know the deal. Give it to me.
The game kind of went exactly the way that I thought it was going to. They hit some deep threes.
Oh, I know. It's brutal.
You know, we can't guard guys out there like that. But we knew that they were going to hit some. They ended up shooting 32 of them, so it worked out. They didn't shoot a very good percentage, and we ended up getting to the free throw line more, rebounded them more. We were even with turnovers, so I would like to see maybe some more blocks, but it was pretty much kind of what I expected. We could have had better offense. I thought that we might have been a little bit more I thought it would have been a little bit easier for, players like Battle and Howard to score. Obviously, that was before we found out about Howard and strep throat, which that kind of definitely drains you, any type of thing like that where you got to take antibiotics. It's draining to the body. So
yeah, plus that's not one of those things you catch right away. That's something you have for a couple days and you're sick, and then you're like, all right, I got to go to the doctor. So
yeah. So yeah,
I mean that's
like a week and a half long thing, huh?
Yeah, he missed 2 practices too.
Oh yeah, he only practiced one time or one day.
One day.
And I'm sure it wasn't a crazy practice for him, but either way, that was kind of a little bit. I thought that they were going to be able to score a little bit better, but again, kind of exactly the way my brother said it when it started. After like first 5 minutes, he's like, first team that gets to 60 is going to win. And obviously, I mean, we ended up scoring 60, but didn't need to. So yeah. I mean, as far as the grade goes, I'd probably go B plus.
Why so
player
low?
Of the game.
Why so low? I want to ask you. B plus.
Why so low?
Yeah.
I think we could have played a little bit better defense.
Really?
I think
defense?
honestly, after watching them, I thought at halftime, I mean, I was trying to call you, and I talked to some other people, and it was pretty obvious to me after the first half that we had the better team. We had the better talent, and Hurley was pulling out all stops, throwing out 4-guard lineups, and doing changing it up, and trying to just annoy us and wear us down with defense and stuff. And but I could tell that if we would have lost that game, it would have been solely on us. I think we could have played a little bit better defense, and I think we could have limited some mistakes. And obviously, I don't think our offense was great. I'm doing a B plus just based on the fact that I just didn't think that Arizona State was that good of a team after watching them.
Okay, well that's fair. All right, who's your player of the game?
Oh, Brissett.
Okay, yeah, I don't think there's any way around giving Brissett the player of the game for us.
I mean, the play of the game was probably Battle's crossover 3 to take a 3-point lead at the end of the game, but player of the game, O'Shea Brissett.
Battle was just kind of stagnant for a little bit. Both teams went through like 4-minute scoring drought for us. I think Arizona State was on possibly something close to a 6-minute scoring drought, and those are the things that frustrate me that we don't always capitalize on, and it's obviously because of how our offense just struggles. And I mean, that's why, like Coach said, we hang our hat on defense, and it is what it is. So and
we could have gotten a lot. We could have gotten a lot more second chance points, stuff like that. You look at our rebounds. I think there was 2 in particular plays where I think 2 plays combined or 2 possessions combined. I think we had like 4 or 5 offensive rebounds and we didn't get any points off of it. So some of that numbers are deceiving. So I think and we shot lower than we normally do from the free throw line. I know that they didn't shoot very good either, but those are just a bunch of just little things that we usually do better that I think would have sealed this game up and made it a little bit easier for the Syracuse fans. But obviously we know Syracuse they don't like to do that to us. So
yeah, I mean the free throws too, bro. I mean we missed 10. If we get 5 of those, it's getting a little bit more comfortable down the stretch.
Yeah, or just a putback after an offensive rebound.
We were right around like 74, 78, something like that. So as a team,
yeah.
So it'd be like 5 more, maybe something like that. We did, like you mentioned, we held them to 34.3% from behind the arc, and they were all long. And they missed the one at the end, which was amazing. I mean, because he was wide open. Well, he wasn't wide open, but
that was a good shot. He made a good ball fake.
Yeah. So my thing with Chukwu, you're in the tournament now, bro. You got to hang on to the ball, man. You got to hang on to the ball and don't be. He's 2 inches from the rim and he tries to bank it off the backboard, dude. And he misses it point blank range.
Dude.
Just throw it down.
At this point,
throw it down.
You should. I mean, it's not going to change overnight just because they're in a tournament now, Sean.
I know.
I mean, his hands are what they are.
I know, but even missing a point blank lay-in like that, I mean, that was frustrating because that was 2 points right away, and then he missed a couple free throws. But he redeemed himself. I'm not picking on Chukwu. I don't think anybody did. I don't think anybody's worthy of being picked on. Howard's 2 turnovers right at the beginning of the game. He got chewed out very quickly, and then that was it. He never turned the ball over again.
Yeah, and he scored a quick 8 points to get help us score, start to score pretty early.
He did. I didn't mention anybody really from the other team. Justice, I guess, stood out the most. Really, I don't know. I don't know. Like you
I
said,
don't know.
they're not really that impressive, and that's part of the frustrating thing. And when I talk to you at halftime or text you at halftime, you're like, they got it. We got it right where we want them. We got it right where we want them. So, and then they went up by 7, and then coach calls a timeout. They actually threw in a offensive scheme that no one had seen on tape. They ran it 4 times in a row and scored off of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome.
Well, yes, and that was one of those things where I think he was kind of waiting to use it, but I would have liked to have seen it earlier. Like I said, even in the end of the first half and in the second half, I mean, they were having 3-guard, 4-guard lineups. So,
yeah.
I mean, Brissett, Cody Justice, I think he's 6'5". So, and they should have been able to take advantage of Brissett being able to post up or even possibly doing something like posting up the guards. I didn't see Tyus Battle try to post up once. I mean, those other guards, Evans and Holder, they shot a lot, and I mean they scored and hit some, but they're both 6'1". I know they're feisty little defenders, but I just don't understand why we didn't try to take advantage of their height. Slow it down and just take advantage of their height.
Yeah,
Instead,
we did control the pace though.
Yeah, no, we did.
Yeah.
We absolutely did. We didn't let them get out on fast breaks or get down and get easy buckets before our defense could get set up, and that's kind of a big thing. So, and the game got slowed down a lot.
The whole game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they haven't seen that much. The Syracuse I'm talking about hasn't seen that much either. So, real quick, what about the refs, dude? I don't think I've ever seen anybody get a foul called on them for hand checking, and we only talk about the refs when it's justified. I feel like last night was just bad. It was just there were some calls.
I think they made up for it a little bit in the second half. I mean, I think they were legit calls, but
right.
Nonetheless, there was definitely. I mean,
there was a lot of quick ones early.
A lot of some ticky-tacks.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, let these boys play.
And some of these, I mean, they were flopping all over the place. Some of those things,
yeah, even
they were just not offensive fouls. That Mikey or Mickey Mitchell or whoever he was.
Yeah. I
mean, he flopped almost every time someone came near him.
Yeah, it's all they could do because the size difference. I gave him an A-. I mean, it's a tournament.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's the first time I've graded above you.
Must have had a good night's sleep.
Oh, I definitely did. Did. It's always easier to sleep and wake up on a Syracuse win. And like I said, O'Shea Brissett, the player of the game for me as well. Yeah. Doug Gottlieb, he continued to troll Syracuse fans after the game. He said, would Boeheim want Howard to miss up 3? Makes 0 sense. And he's talking about, this is actually a good point. We talked about this. He was at the end of the game. There was some confusion about the foul shot. He was telling him he wanted him to miss that last foul shot. Remember?
Yeah.
That was never clarified. It was never asked. I never heard an explanation about it. But you make that every time, don't you? I mean, don't you try to make that every time?
If you make it, you're up 4. If you miss it, you did what the coach wanted him to do. So I don't really. It's a lose or a win-win. So I don't really know what the problem was.
Yeah, exactly. He also says Chukwu couldn't score if you put him in a gym alone. This is Doug Gottlieb. Good win for Cuse. Winning doesn't validate inclusion, but it does mean you keep playing. Congrats. So he's trolling everybody, but they trolled back. At KG,
of course they did.
At KG4424 said, kind of like Alabama football, they didn't deserve to be in the playoffs, but they still won. Let's see. At Hugh G30, I'm just trying to find our fans through this. You're a complete tool. Derek Coleman replies, we're laughing all the way to Detroit, Doug. Let's see. At Cuse Carla, this tweet validates that you're still a douche. And
I think we found our winner.
Yeah, right. At Cuse_Town Hero 44, you're an idiot. Keep it simple. That's what I like. Here's another simple one. At JFlyer1, you suck, Gottlieb. Hashtag Let's Go Orange. So, have a little fun with Doug Gottlieb. Give him. If you're a Cuse fan, give him a follow on Twitter just to razz the hell out of him. All right, Syracuse is. I mean, right? Why not? Syracuse is 2-0 all time against Arizona State. Both wins have come in the NCAA tournament. Boeheim got his 54th NCAA tournament victory over Arizona State, tying Rick Pitino for 4th on the all-time list. That's awesome. Syracuse is 62-38 all-time in the NCAA tournament. The game attracted, we went over that. Brissett is the fourth freshman in program history with a double-double in the NCAA tournament to join Carmelo Anthony, Billy Owens, and Derek Coleman. All right. Go to facebook.com/Cuse Nation podcast. Thumb us up there. Or go to Twitter and give us a follow at Cuse Nation Show. You want to try to get on fan feedback segment, that is your opportunity. So, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of negativity going on. You know, we have our Doug Gottliebs out there. We mentioned that. Let's see what else I got here. Tony says, "Man, this game was a mess, but we got it done. Keep going, boys. Go Cuse." Yeah, it was sloppy, Joe, but it's been sloppy all year.
Yep.
It's been sloppy all year.
Keep it close, and whichever team makes the plays at the end.
Exactly.
That's your winner chicken dinner.
That's right. Chris said refs tried handing the game to Arizona State. They were incompetent in the second half, to say the least. Yeah, we covered the refs a little bit. Just a couple really bad ones. The only one I really remember, though, off the top of my head, is that hand check one, which was just god-awful. Damian says it wasn't pretty, but we'll take it. See you Friday, TCU, #GoCuse. Pam says, that's our boys fighting scrap for every single point and play with heart. Way to go, Cuse. Kevin says, I just want to say hey to all the Fairweather fans tonight. There weren't many on social media, I'll tell you that. And then I love this.
No.
Richard puts up, jumping out into a huge lead in the first half helped. Let's go Orange. And he's got a screenshot of his TV. There's 12,116 points.
I saw that.
That's pretty awesome. O'Shea Brissett at O'Brissy. Prove him wrong and move on to the next. Awesome. Adam Shine at Adam Shine. Now I can breathe. Wow, nothing like a crisp tournament win. Rough night for the haters. We did it. Bag it, Arizona State. And he's got a bunch of hashtags after that. And then here's one for you. This is from at Did SU Lose? He says, nope. that handle actually has a bunch of followers on it, so that's pretty funny. Great game by, this is from at Lomi Cuse fan. Think that Lomi Cuse fan, whatever. LOMMI. Great game by O'Shea, but he could slow his roll a little. Don't want him to leave. Yeah, and that like we talked about. Hey, I'd rather have you play all out, right?
Yeah, you have to
play all out and get it done, and worry.
I mean, that's not even. That's just the fan being.
Well, that's the fan. He hasn't.
What do you think the player's going to say if you were to say to the player, like, "Hey, man, you got to kind of slow down. You might get drafted this year." You think he's going to be like, "Okay"? No, we're winning games. We're trying to win games.
$2 million or $1.5 million? What's the guaranteed?
Something.
Yeah, it's in the millions.
If it's seven figures, I'm going.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Brissett's awesome, but if he can make noise like this, especially after hitting the floor like he did, if you watch that replay of him hitting the floor, dude, he hit the floor.
Yeah, I think he got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, he was.
That's
coughing.
for sure.
He was coughing. Yeah, but if he can,
he's gonna. Bet you he's sore today.
I'm sure he is, and that's another point too. We basically have 2 days off. Talk about we got a day in between games, but we got like 2 days in between games. I mean, we don't play till 9:40. Yeah, absolutely. Today was a travel day. They'll get to chill out all day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they'll probably hit the gym a little bit, right? But for most of the time, we're just going to be hanging out. So, that's it. That's all I got for fan feedback. It was just there wasn't a bunch of haters on there. I haven't heard.
No, There never
from,
is when something like that happens. There wasn't a lot of haters out there when we beat Clemson in football too.
Yeah, and I haven't heard from Steve lately. Steve, our in-house pessimist. So.
Well, I mean, the NIT has been on for the past 3 nights, so he's probably busy watching that.
Exactly. All right.
That's why he wanted Syracuse to make the NITs. He's just a huge NIT fan.
Yeah, he loves the NIT. Go to facebook.com/Cuse Nation podcast. Thumb us up or at Cuse Nation Show. All right, Joe. Syracuse heads to Detroit. In fact, they're there right now. Friday, March 16th, to take on Jamie Dixon's Horned Frogs. What a terrible name for a team. At 9:40 tomorrow. What can you tell us about TCU? Hey, you like the Horned Frogs? You like that?
I I mean, I didn't mind back in the day, when LaDainian Tomlinson played there.
Oh,
I was kind of a fan, the purple uniforms there, kind of cool, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I never hated him anyway.
So
no.
is Jamie Dixon, is he going to be able to pull out all the stops and teach the Horned Frogs the 2-3 zone the way he did Pittsburgh a couple years ago when they wiped us out a couple times?
I hope not.
They can shoot though, can't they?
Yeah, they can. They their favorite lineup has all 5 players in the lineup can shoot. I think they all shoot like over 35% from 3, so they can all shoot, even including their 6'11" senior Vladimir Brodzianski, something like that. But he leads the team. He averages 15 points a game.
Sounds like Russian collusion to me.
What's that?
Sounds like Jamie Dixon's colluding with the Russians. Well, Vlad.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a senior. Jamie Dixon's only been there for 2 years, so
Okay.
I wouldn't put it on him.
Touché.
Anyway, there's 6'7" forward Henrik Williams averages 13 points and a team high 9 rebounds and 4 assists, and he's was second team All Big 12, and that kind of scares me because that just kind of makes me think that he's that guy that he might be able to put in the middle of that zone and pass out of it and score. They also have sophomore Desmond Bain, averages almost 13 points, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce his first name, but Noy, freshman forward, is at 10.3. So the one big thing they had, one of their better, their sophomore point guard, Jalen Fisher, he suffered injury, season-ending injury back January 13th, and they played against Oklahoma. But his backup, junior Alex Robinson, has averaged 21 points and 7 assists since he went out. So they're a dangerous team. Last year they made the NIT in Jamie Dixon's first year, and they actually went and won it. And they've been pretty much a solid in the tournament team all year. So they're 21-11, and again, like you said, they can shoot, and they look like a dangerous team on paper. And like we talked about on the phone, I guarantee you, as soon as Jamie Dixon saw that selection show bracket on Selection Show Sunday, he was practicing the zone just in case Syracuse won. And again, we know he's a zone killer with Jamie when he was coaching Pittsburgh. So
yeah,
absolutely. It's definitely a game to be nervous about. I think that this team is definitely going to pose bigger problems than Arizona State could.
What do you think about the? I mentioned the turnaround. Do you think? We saw what happened. We saw what happened when they played back to back. Are we going to be looking at a similar situation? Do you think, or do you think they can utilize?
I think they'll be a little bit better, but you also have to look at just certain things on whether Frank Howard's going to be still 100%.
I think he'll be fine.
You'd hope so, but
yeah.
And then Brissett, how he's going to feel.
He's the one I'm worried about.
Dolce kind of he took a hit kind of late. It looked like Chukwu and Sidibe at one point both tweaked their knees. So, I mean,
they could each have 10 knees. They'd all be tweaked.
Yeah, I don't.
This guy's tweaking.
Yeah, I don't know what. Just those tall guys, man.
I know, right? Jeez.
Either way, they know. I mean, it's, like you said, it's the tournament, so they're still going to go all out. At this point in the year, anybody who's played any type of significant minutes on a team is banged up in some sort of way. So,
yeah, I mean, this is the first round. It's Syracuse. They already went through, like Hurley said, a rock fight. I mean, it was a brutal game. It was a physical game. It was tit for tat and really kind of, aggressive.
Well, TCU's probably going to do sort of the same thing. They look like they got a little bit more height. Their RPI, they ended up 22. And when we looked at some of the Ken Pom adjusted offense and defensive stats, their adjusted offense is 8th, and their adjusted defense is 105th. So, again, this is just going to become another 8th, yeah. So it just becomes another question, just like Arizona State. I mean, Arizona State was 19th in offense and 124 or something, 34 like that on defense. So this is just a team that's can play a little bit better defense than Arizona State. They got height. Guards are a little bit taller. They got a 6'11" senior down there. So, it's going to be. And they can score the ball better. So it's still going to come down to whether or not our defense better than their offense, and can we score on their defense?
Yeah, it's all going to come down to the defense from here on out for the rest of the year.
Right.
Our offense
again,
is what it is. That is probably not going to change much.
Right. And again, Jamie Dixon, I think it's safe to probably say, he was a coach at Pittsburgh for years. So, you get to be able to coach kids up over a certain amount of years. They're playing against Syracuse 2 times a season at least.
Oh, yeah,
for 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah.
He always had senior-laden guys. He didn't really have a lot of guys that left early.
Yeah, you could teach it all you want in the gym at practice. It's not going to be anything like having it in your face on the court.
So I don't think this team does have the experience. And it being Jamie Dixon's second year, I don't really think that he has got the team. He's only had 2 years of recruiting, so you can't even really say that this whole team is his team. Not to say that they're not good players, but it might not be necessarily the exact type of players that he would essentially have or recruit, 3-4 years down the road after he's got the job, when all of his players on the roster are his recruits, Yeah. So,
all right. Well, hey,
you never know, man.
No, you never know. But go ahead. Go ahead.
We're a 4-point underdog.
Yeah.
I don't think that I think they're kind of like us. They've had some better wins early, and they've played a lot of teams that have been ranked, and their conference is looked at as the best in America because of all the teams. But they didn't really have good success over the teams that made the tournament in their league. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. What do you think? You got to give me your prediction, bro. You got to.
Oh, you want a prediction?
Yeah, come on, dude. You love this. You live for the predictions.
We never do predictions.
Come on. You think they got
okay.
Come on. It's tournament time. What are we looking at, dude? You're shaking your head. No one can hear you shake your head.
Because I don't want to say that I think we're going to...
all right. I'm not... Okay. Okay. Just shut your mouth then. All right. Final thought. Nothing. He's got nothing. Okay.
Just still shaking my head.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it.
Just watch, man. It's a tournament. Anything can happen. Just, 9:40 Friday night. I'm going to be feeling good.
Oh, Joe's going to get on the Twitter. Joe is going to get on the Twitter. And when Joe gets on the Twitter, you'll know because he'll sign it Joe. From now on. I'll sign mine. You sign yours. Joe on the Twitter. It's going to happen. I've been asking him. Now I'm telling him. So, come on. You're so terrible. This guy is so terrible at social media. It's not even funny.
All right, I'll just write a bad one and then just sign it, Sean.
No, yeah, of course you will. Well, whatever. I tweet during the game. I think it's fun. It's a good group of people we got on there. Really is.
Oh, tweeting through the game?
Yeah.
I try not to look at my phone during the game.
I know. Well, I don't do. I do it at TV timeouts and stuff, or if something happens, Everybody gets razzed up, man. It's interesting. You're so lame. All right. That's it. We will be back. Either way, we will be back here Saturday. Joe, you want to try to get back Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday or Sunday.
All right. Yeah.
Sometime during the weekend.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. For Joe, I'm Sean. We're out.
You just heard the Cuse Nation podcast with Sean and Joe.
You're so lame.
That's for making me put my head on.